Okay, friends, we're back. We have an escort mission to go on, which I know is a little unlikely to succeed. All the lads should have fully repaired shields and armor by the time we get into any fights. I say should. I wonder if Spunkmeyer shouldn't be using that hand axe. And we can also start using that whip quite soon. It's just a question of who we're going to give the whip to. $59 on Tyrone Bigums. Let's start using the whip. Tyrone, the Torturer Bigums. I've just got to bear in mind that it's going to do F all damage against an enemy that has armor. Maybe New Ruler should be using it. No, he's level 1, his melee skill sucks. He needs the plus 10 chance to hit. Wait, so when we turned down a mission earlier, it was Steinkai. Damn. So they went down to cold relations when we abandoned the last caravan escort mission. Let's just hope I don't have to abandon this one. It'll go back down to cold relations. As is customary, you assemble the men to explain the company's next steps. Brothers, the Bloody Dawn must show the world we are forged of a hotter fire than other mercenary bands. As our reputation grows, so will the influx of crowns to our coffers. Let us forge a path to greatness. We could go for the battle standard. A dozen men. Guide to the wilderness. I want to go into the wilderness, discover the unknown and plunder it. But we're almost halfway to the battle standard, so... Oh, sorry. We're a quarter of the way to the battle standard. Cheap wood. I can't wait to get my hands on these Speeta. Look at these sexy, sexy hunters. I want them. So we've already got our 2 crossbowmen. So the 2 archers, well, it'll be the 2 guys that we make archers. I think we'll get a hunter and a fletcher. Much further do we have to go? Quite a way to go. A few poachers, that's unfortunate, and some raiders. Holy crap, that's going to be hard. They got slings, interestingly enough, and I'm happy to see that these raiders are actually running at us. That's pretty important. Let's do our best here, boys, and hopefully these caravan hands will actually do something. Oh, and then he got stunned. 25% chance of that happening. Also, Spunkmeyer... when I clicked on that net, I would have assumed it would have gone into his inventory, but now it switched out his shield. Fuck's sakes. God, it's always something. I think I can forget about trying to dagger this dude to get his armor. I've just got to take whatever damage I can right now. Fucking get him. Oh right, he's dazed, not stunned. Right. But now Spunkmeyer doesn't have a shield. So spear walling doesn't seem worth it. So Brother Moti will go there. Stab that lad. I think stay where you are. If these guys want to come in, they will have to surround themselves. And don't bother with a spear wall. 54, 59. He has a bit of armor. The disarm chance is very low though. Okay, so clearly you have to have 0 armor for it to do anything. It will be interesting to see later on in the game if Duelist will at least let you stack the bleed on every hit. If that's a yes, then the Battle Whip might actually be worthwhile trying to use. because I mean you can pretty damn quickly stack all those bleeds. I feel like 55, 41, 55 is his best shot. Oh, come on, kill him! Good lad, Covan hand. 83%. Oh, so very nearly one-shot him. Oh, Christ. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can actually attack over someone. So this hits in the head. I've got to say, I love the animation and the sound that the whip makes. We just got to get Brother Moti out of there. Because this changes things in a big way. We can actually, if we can clean up these lads quick enough, we can potentially go for the surround and stab for that lad's armor. Especially if he's going to be a dumbass and throw some weapons. Throwing weapons, that is. And Brother Moti, you are completely combat ineffective. Just get out of here and stay alive. Once this guy breaks, you can help surround him for the to-hit chance increase for everybody else. But and I need rotation to get a guy like this out of there. Rip. He's throwing at Brother Moti. Oh, God. It feels like every single enemy that we've fought so far is just, they have one ambition. It's kill Brother Moti. What have you done to displease Dovekul, my friend? Did you not make the appropriate sacrifices in the moonlight? Rookie mistake. You hate to see it. Okay, good. He's fully fleeing. Let's get the old surround and stab going. Let's try disarm this lad. It's only a 16% chance. Is anyone bleeding? No. 16%. Whatever. Now the Coven hand's gonna fuck up my plan to maybe get that bit of armor. I can kiss that armor goodbye. Those are two great shots, Spunkmeyer. Well done, mate. I can expect that poacher to just flee now, I think. Yeah, off you go, bitch boy. See, I wanna poke him down, but then I think he'll just flee. Let's wait. Please don't two-shot and kill Caracal. Give him the surround. That's too dangerous, don't do that. Oh, fucking hell. Not what I had in mind. That's better. Well done, Caracal. We can at least stab this dude. Fucking noob. Geef armor. Or I report. Zieke biljet. Let's see. See, anyone that surrounds him now could make him crack and break. So it's worth just going for the surround now. But not with Brother Moti, who could be one shot. Okay, I'm confident enough now that we can get him to break fully. There you go, Oakley, good lad. And let's just pray to Dovekul that we don't get attacked again. That is a great haul. Man, that's good. Ah, bless you, Dovekul, for these gifts. Shall put them to good use. Actually, you need to go to the back line for a bit until you've healed up. Who has the highest melee skill here? 57, it's probably Spunkmeyer. Okay, Spunk, you are on the flank now. 57 and 85, he's almost in the kind of territory where he can use something other than a spear, but not quite. Yeah, you may as well get Colossus because you don't have enough fatigue to use heavy armor. You'll be a dodgy lad. The ruler will likewise be dodgy. At least he's going to level up really quick. So 15 experience from Historian plus 20. So he's got baseline plus 35% XP. Which I hardly need to tell you is really good. Let's go for the fatigue. So as a crossbowman, he's not going to need bullseye. He's not going to be shooting at the back line very much. What he will be doing... Anticipation? I think so. I think he needs anticipation. Or just putting in enough range defense and hoping he stays safe from the enemies because they're going to have to shoot indirect. I think let's leave out anticipation on my crossbowman and let's give, I think, executioner. Because very often they are going to be inflicting injuries, and then if they shoot again, they can take advantage of those injuries. What else is good here for a crossbowman? Fast adaptation, not so much. Crippling strike, tempting. 9 lives, no. Bags and belts is very tempting. He will need recover eventually, but he's in no danger of running out of fatigue right now. Quick hands, we know, has been nerfed into the ground. Steel brow, resilient, meh. Fortified mind, meh. Dodge. As someone who's just going to sit on the back line, I don't feel like he needs that much in the way of defensive skills. What do we see the crossbowman using executioner for? Most likely it'll be for finishing off an already wounded target. I mean, let's assume that they inflict a wound more often than not with their primary shot. Crippling strikes does seem a touch redundant, but with crossbow mastery for 70% armor pierce, plus crippling strikes, we have the potential to start wounding orc warriors and above. I think that is well worth trying to achieve. There's a spear. And we've got our first little stack of throwing axes, so that's good. Oof, fractured skull, it's devastating. For my crossbowmen, I really think I could make an argument for Headhunter, because as we have experienced on our side of the battle, getting hit in the head by a tier 3 crossbow with crossbow mastery is an instant kill for all but the toughest of enemies. Does make it very tempting, doesn't it? Nice, and we got a flail, and we got a morning star. So melee skill 57, 57, 54, 59 and 70, so 26. He'll only get 2 rounds of attacks out. That's it's no bueno. Who's got that boar spear? I still think for now, split shield, expose the person he's attacking to these guys with no shield. That's the way to go. Right, onwards. You spot a strange man hobbling along the road. He's dressed in a long cloak and he's got a knapsack yoked over one of his shoulders. His eyes stay at the ground until they come to your feet, at which point he finally looks up. Seeing your company, the man is surprisingly unalarmed. In fact, he's quite receptive of your presence and asks if maybe he could spend the night with sellswords before continuing his journey to Windfest. So, in the past campaigns, I've just been blowing through all these bit of text, but I know there's been a whole bunch of new text and events added, so I want to actually read through all of these. You sit about a fire. Much talk is made about this or that, but the traveller does speak some words which reside within your mind long after he's gone. You ain't the only mercenary company out here. I'm sure you know that. And I don't mean to sound threatening, but I only wish to tell you something. A couple of weeks past, some 2 or 3 companies of men, standing like your own, met at a crossroads, and apparently the path wasn't big enough for all of them, so they fought. If any survived, it wasn't enough to carry off those that didn't. I like your men. They is good people. But please do be careful out there. Killing raiders and brigands and the gods knows what else isn't the only thing you'll be doing. You kill in a market of competitors, sellsword. I'll keep an eye out. Thanks, old man. But thugs, raiders, other enemies, they're all blood for Dovecool. You hear retching coming from one of the wagons. Investigating, you come across a man in rags, keeled over with a guard grinning overhead. Speak to me in that tone again and you'll be shitting your teeth. Got it, prisoner? The downed man nods and scoots back. He eyes you, then nods weakly. Sellsword, I am Gerald Vol Summerwine of House Summerwine. I'm sure you've heard of my name. If you kill this weak fuck here and all the rest of his like, then I will see to it that you are rewarded most handsomely. The guard smiles nervously. Don't give purchase to a word that man says, sellsword. Don't waste your breath. I don't give a shite who you are, just because we are in no state to be fighting caravan guards, even if they're only hands, and I need the money. That was close. Okay, so it'll be afternoon now, and then they have to pay the lads. Okay, so we need tools, seemingly as always. $385 is outrageous. I'm not paying that for tools. 93 armor. I'm just looking at the armor figures. What I need is a temple to treat the fractured skull. Ouchie. Come on, give me a nice easy delivery mission. Secure First King's final rest. That will be too difficult for us right now. Drive off brigands. That we can do. And who's here? A thief and 2 peddlers. Peddlers are rubbish, so we will not be using them. Oh god, barbarians. Please just be thralls. I don't want to fight any reavers. Okay, just a few thralls. Still, we'll wait until the morning, until my crossbow / archers are able to shoot clearly during the day. Also, I don't think waiting around for Brother Moti to heal is worth it. He still needs 1 to 3 more days. You find the village of savages, though from first glance they look an ordinary sort. Men, women, children. There's a blacksmith, a tanner, a one-eyed guy making arrows, and a huge executioner disemboweling corpses and washing the offal scum on a donkey. That one reminds you of why you're here. Good luck, men. I think this is the Bloody Dawn's first contact with barbarians. So maintaining a shield wall is going to be so important. Did we target any of these lads really, I suppose? Shooting. Good stabbing. Okay, boys, just get in there and shield wall. Hopefully they will burn themselves out. So Tyrone, hold that flank. Shield wall there and shield wall there. How amazing is this music? One, two, three, four. He's got quick hands. Oof, Christ, these things hit hard. It very much feels like this is the way to fight these guys. Have your backline do almost all the work and just maintain a shield wall up front. Come on, boys. Oh. Good job, Caracal. Killed him before he got a shot off. Nice headshot. Oh, scary. I really want Narula dead. I have to kill that guy though, or he's gonna kill Narula. Narula, you need to kill this dude now with one stab to save your own life. Clutch. Brother Moti. Oh god, the headshots. God, this is such a special game. The music is amazing. It's got such depth. I'm coming up on 1500 hours on this game. And I'm still blown away by how good it is. Yes, Wushrog. So these guys are quote-unquote only thralls, but these things are fucking terrifying. They're pretty damn scary, aren't they? And these aren't even the Reavers. So it's like turn 6 and only now are they exhausted. Okay, there you go. At least they can only attack once a turn now. Well fought, brothers. Dovcool appreciates these sacrifices. Now I want to check out this claw club. The massive claws of some wild animal are fixed to this large club. It doesn't have increased chance to hit the head because... No, it doesn't seem like it does. Just a regular club or mace. It's just that most of the hits that they landed hit us in the head. We were just unlucky, I suppose. Okay, Oakley, you're a duelist. You need fatigue, and 29 resolve is abysmally low. Honestly, I have to get the resolve up. That is just simply no bueno. So that resolve. Caracal the shield breaker. I think I want rotation here now. It's past time that I get rotation on these boys. You will be a dodgy type lad, but like these guys who I gave Colossus, I should have given them rotation first and then Colossus. Bushrog, look at that, he's getting up there. Slowly, is the operative word, but he will get there. So let's look at initiative and resolve. I want to keep initiative and resolve at the same number. Remember, your initiative can't ever be higher than your fatigue. I was saying resolve, I meant fatigue, excuse me. 16 hit points, 24 hit points. Yeah, it's just an old wooden shield. Look at the fucking wounds we took against these guys. Brutal. I like the barbarians. They're very cool. A lot of fun to fight. You find Cunibert the Elder and a group of men overseeing the defense of Sommerstad, no doubt preparing themselves for whatever attack may come next. Judging by the appearance of the men, their ambitions of survival will meet a reality far more cruel than they are ready for. But you keep that to yourself. Cunibert the Elder thanks you for a job well done and pays you what is owed. Don't think I'm going to pay for broken nose, that's too much. As always, I'm dying for tools. What is this again? Secure First King's final rest. That's too hard for us right now. Okay, so 825. Getting up there. Is there a built-up city around here that could give us cheap tools? Hochstad looks... Hochdorf, sorry. No. Ruins and surface iron ore vein. No. Waidtal. I want a place that's got a workshop. Blast furnace. That's more than I want to fight. We struggled with 5. That is double the number. I could help the militia, but it's unlikely we'll catch them. The barbarians, that is. 250. Give me a nice delivery mission, please. That's doable. Ruined Trapper, but I need some time to repair. Tan Wall, 2 days to the west. 670 is nice. How much time do we need to repair everything? 10 hours and 13 tools and supplies. Let's take the escort mission. And we'll repair our gear along the way. As soon as Brother Moti has recovered from his fractured skull, we'll get him back on the front line. 1 to 2 days. One thing I wonder, actually, hang on, I need to check this throwing staff. What does it count as a throwing weapon? Okay, so staff sling, 25 to 40. 25 to 40. I'm looking at the ignores armor and effective against armor numbers. 50%, so it's nowhere near as good at shredding armor, which is, you know, not surprising. But with throwing mastery, damage is increased by 40%. When attacking from 2 tiles away. And it never runs out of ammo. And 25% of the time it'll afflict the dazed effect. So if you give someone Headhunter, I genuinely think it's worth experimenting with a dedicated throwing weapon build. If you can get like a juggler or a killer on the run who has base chance to hit the head, and you take Headhunter, you should be afflicting the dazed effect about as often or as as often or not. So it's 25 base plus 10 for a killer on the run, and then you hit the body, then it's plus 15, then it becomes 50% chance to hit the head. I just don't see a staff sling ever having any sort of long-term potential. While on the path, you come to a man being dangled upside down from a tree branch. A bunch of men are sitting around him sharing a goatskin flask, looking like they are at the end of a day's hard work. When you ask what is going on, one of them looks up and smiles. Whipping this fella till he's raw. You ask what for. Another man answers, fornicating with this fella's wife. The man drinking spurts and chokes in his drink. He wipes his mouth. Hardy fucking ha, very funny. No, this scumbag here was caught farking my dead horse. Ugh. Let's talk to this dangling man. You walk over to the dangling man. There's blood running down his back, streaking from a dozen slashes. He's got a cloth covering his eyes, which you pull down. Blinking, he asks what it is you want, as though you're interrupting his own hiding. You ask him if what they say is true. He spits and clears his throat. I mean, yeah, but the horse was dead. So, of what matter was it? Can't a man have his fun? The horse owner gets up, brandishing a dripping whip. Oi! You want us to get back to it? We've got all day. Sighing, the dangling man asks you a question. You're a sellsword, right? Why don't I come and fight for you? I'm a strong and able-bodied man. A little horse. I mean, worse, for the wear. But that aside, and the dead animal thing, I'm a man of upstanding and moral sensibilities. We'll cut you down. Welcome. You take out your blade and cut the man down. He falls right on his head and his neck breaks with a disgusting crack. The rest of his body crumples with his legs awkwardly heaved over his own chest. A position no doubt strange to this sexual deviant. The horse owner springs to his feet. Well, shit, sir, we were just going to whip him good. Why'd you go and kill him for? He pauses and waves a dismissive hand. Shit, man, well, alright. We'll just all deport in our own way and say nothing of what happened here. Ain't that right, fellas? The rest of the men nod. Of course, I ain't ruining my life over some filly fiddler. Good going, sellsword. Stupid sword swinging some bitch. Whoops. Apparently Dovekul wanted him as well. What for? We better not ask. So, Finsterwall, what kind of prices are you asking for tools? That is daylight robbery. Okay, we're not too far. We might get away with this without having to fight. He said, inviting inevitable combat. Oh my god. First Weierberg, bless you. You've made it, having delivered the caravan just as you'd promised Alwyn the Wise you would. The caravan leader thanks you with the payment of crowns. You seem rather thankful for the fact that he's alive. Briefly regaling you with a tale of when he barely escaped an ambush by brigands. You nod as if you gave two shits about what's happening to this man. Oh, you fucking guys are kidding me. 270? God. Well, 74 per stack of ammunition is too cheap to turn down. And 88 for cured venison is below cost price, so we'll take that as well. And it lasts very long. Okay, so at least we are sorted for food for the next week. We aren't any closer to getting our ambition, but we've got a decent stockpile of ammunition now. And food. Actually, Finster Wall won't give us work. Thralls and Reavers, no thanks. Okay, Waldhain, what you got for us? An exploration mission, fine. Grasslands, some way to the west. These exploration missions are also great if you have an injured lad. As you and the Bloody Dawn prepare the journey, Narula Mace states that there is a man who wishes to speak to you directly. You nod and have him led to you. He's a glum, small man who states that the rulers of Waldhain have no interest in the monument to hopelessness other than the ones of greed. Of course that's the case, so what's the problem? The man nods. Look, I have some folks who are interested in keeping the monument to hopelessness hidden away for good. If you find it, well, talk to me first. We'll make you a pretty penny. I might even take him up on that, because this house is not one I'm that particularly keen to ally with. I want to ally with his northern house. So if he offers us, like, let's say 1.5, so like 450 gold, then I might actually take him up on that offer. Time to return for payment. Actually, maybe not. Waldhain has hunters' cabins and a lumber yard. So it's pretty important I keep them on my good side. Okay, they're only neutral. Yulin, Krug, and Maiding are the ones who got to keep hitting. They'll give us much better prices. That's definitely a lumberyard. Look at that stack there. Take this. It's 370. 20 more gold? No. Our employer will learn where it is. You can't offer me an extra 20 gold and expect me to take you up on that offer. This is worth selling now. We bought it for 180. Let's take 250 for it. 190 for javelins is pretty tempting, but I don't need the javelins particularly right now. $450 for a bow, yeah, it's tempting to take him up now. Let's try him out. He's gluttonous. No. That's most of our money for someone who couldn't be, potentially isn't all that great. So what are the levels like? 4, 3, 2, 4, 4, 4, and 3. I don't think now's the time. Let's push through and get the 2,000 gold. Brigands. 6 brigand raiders. 5 brigand raiders. I think that's more than I want to fight right now. If I could just replace those short bows with crossbows, I'd feel a lot better. Hello, the mongrels. You all right, lads? Extended professional courtesy to you. Okay, 2 skulls. What you got? Brigands at Hermit's Cottage. I think this is worth taking on now. The 2 skulls could suggest that it's more raiders than thugs, but you do have to take these chances. And sometimes you just get lucky. And like I've even had 3 skulls within the first month, just have like a couple of thugs, but they pay. The job, I should say, pays like double what the regular one would. So some poachers and some thugs. We take that on at night, it'll be a lot easier. And my archers still have pretty much the same melee skill as they do ranged skill. Oh no, wait a second. It's supposed to be Brother Moti who goes back on the front line, isn't it? 54, 60 accuracy. He can use a sword, I think. Or a battle whip, but this isn't really the enemy type that desperately needs to be whipped. I'm just assuming that I'm going to be fighting at night now. Okay, that works. I don't see myself using the battle whip until I have a dedicated cleaver specialist. I'm trying to follow the tracks here. There was a group that left that little hut. I've got some time to kill before it gets dark. Okay, get that far enough away. Okay, it's night time. Let's get him. One last quick check of the weapon setups. And again, as much as I want Brother Moti using that two-handed wooden flail, we saw how dangerous it is. But let's just test out the theory of how I want it to work later on in the campaign. So someone who's got the two-handed weapon can stand back like this and then move forward and attack once the enemy have engaged the front line. Or I can just have my front line make space for him. We'll figure it out here. So some thugs, one poacher and one raider. That's actually better for us. I want that raider there. Hopefully he'll have some nice chainmail that we can dagger and get off him. No, looks like 95 armor there is fine. But it's that weapon that is so tempting. I want that weapon. Like, it's tempting to attack here, but if I wait, I can get extra accuracy. So, look, 75%. If I move Tyrone in there and Nurula there, it should become 85%. Plus 5 for each person surrounding. There. Shields up. Great stabbing. Oh wait, that's wrong, isn't it? Oh shit, that's... Oh no, it's not wrong. Brother Moti will move into the middle of that group. On the next turn, that is. Actually, Brother Moti needs to be trying to get around to attack that dude. If I just hit him in the head, he will be very dead. Great shot, Michael Stubbs. So 75. Okay, it was the same accuracy then. That's very much worth thinking about. Does that mean that he didn't get the surrounded bonus because he's on the second line? I suppose that kind of makes sense. It would be a little OP if you had the surrounded bonus apply to someone who's one line away. Oh, thank God. Thank Dovecool, I should say. Nice headshot. Great shot. Come on, Nurula, finish him off, man. Lads! Okay, Brother Moti hopefully will get in there and just crack his skull open on the next attack. Thank God for that. Yes, well struck. Go on, Brother Moti. Oh, hit the body, unfortunately. So Oakley isn't having to use that axe to break shields very much, but he is doing work with it nonetheless. I do love a good axe. Good shooting, Michael Stubbs. Whoopsie, that was supposed to be one of those lines there. No matter, he's almost dead, Zoe. Well fought, men. And we got a nice dagger out of it. And some other sundry junkish items. Level up on Nurula. So out of these three, when I choose between them, I'll take whichever one is highest. But on the plus side, once you get this lad up to 50 resolve, then it's just down between those two. Brother Moti, the Bannerman. This is definitely the time that we take a rotation. But does my Bannerman need rotation? I'm not so sure he does. Probably rally the troops is better, but he's not going to rally anyone right now. Yeah, my Bannerman should have rotation. And this lets him then get into the front lines a lot easier. Let's try the setup for a bit. Okay, with 63 accuracy, I think you can now start using a sword. 60 accuracy, you can use a sword. Get 57 at level 4 on Spunkmeyer. Yuck. And most accurate melee skill is probably Brother Moti or Oakley. Daggers all round. Good. Armor wise, everyone is wearing the correct armor. It looks like it's all the best we have here. It's 80 armor, 80, 110, 90. Right, let's get paid and call this episode a day. Any fatalities this episode? Nope. Eugene the Trademaster, yada yada yada. Okay, 1600, we're almost there. 1 or 2 more missions and we'll have the 2000 we need. 169, fine. Sell that. Don't need an extra bow and arrow. Don't need that. Let's see, 2 sets of armor is probably fine, and 2 spare shields is fine. We're very close. I could flog the flail and get the ambition, but we'll hang on to that flail. Okay, nice little episode. We had a bunch of wounds. How are we looking at the wounds? Okay, everyone has healed up their wounds. We are kind of experimenting with another little setup. If this works, then Brother Moti can keep stepping forward and attacking that way. I wonder then if I don't want to use the hammer, the warhammer, but ignores the bonus to melee defense granted by shields. 25 to 60 damage. Or there it says 45 to 80. 60 to 90 damage to hit points. Brother Moti, use that big 2-handed mallet, my friend. Beat the ever-living bejesus out of the people. Fucking bejesus. I'm half tempted to give my crossbowmen and my archers quick hands and keep a staff sling. Even if just for the saving of the ammo. If you've already beaten an enemy group and you don't want to actually use arrows to kill them, you can just throw stones for free. But it's not going to be this playthrough where I use those javelins all that much. It'll be the peasant militia. Adalbert the Odd bands with the company, and there is little argument as to why. When asked where he came from, he shrugs and speaks of Dovkul while nodding knowingly in your direction. Yes, join us. Perfect way to end. Let's add one more nerd to our group. Generate a number. Number 24. Fei Long. Welcome, Fei Long. Another veteran. Let's take a look at you, Fei Long. He is a pessimist, impatient pessimist, with stars in all the wrong places. God. I mean, I know it's always going to be hard with these cultists, but goddamn. Well, I guess we're up to 9 people at least. That's worth being happy about, I suppose. Okay. Fei Long, welcome. I have no idea what I'm going to do with him. He doesn't really have any sort of stats to make him any sort of anything. Looks like another duelist. Do I already have 2 shield breakers? That could potentially be the second shield breaker. Because the shield breakers don't really need stats. Really very much stats in anything. Shield breakers just need to be able to hold an axe and break a shield. Welcome, Fei Long. Okay, friends, thanks for watching. I'm Stobbie149. This is the Bloody Dawn. Let's repair these weapons, which I actually intend to hang on to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another 45-minute episode of The Bloody Dawn. Almost there with our ambition. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.